Hello and welcome to the Indienomicon podcast. Today we are going to be talking about the monthly Indienomicon Game Dev Adventure Day, which is scheduled for May 3rd, 2025. And the community leader for Indienomicon, who many of you probably already know if you're Indienomicon mainstays, is of course Isabella Johnston, and she will give us an overview of the event, and she's going to let us know how to get involved. So let's jump right in.
So Jeff, thank you so much for the intro. My role as a community leader for Indienomicon is to make sure that our monthly event is always taking place. For our listeners, we are leaving Meetup as of the end of the month, so we're no longer calling it a Meetup. We're calling it Game Dev Adventure Day, and it's an event. So those that are looking, we've been switching everybody over to Luma. It's lu.ma/Indienomicon. That's how you find us. And we're sending out daily reminders on Meetup so people know to switch. And we're also going to have to put out some social channels and pin it at the top so people can find us. So I'm doing that. I am thrilled, as I said, to work with somebody. And I know we're going to be having a lot of fun with this type of a show and format, where we're going to get to hear from the people that participate and show up on a monthly basis, the speakers, the people that do the demos, and the leaders, the OGs, if you will. And that's not me. That's Kunal. That's Kunal Patel. That is Derek Barra. That is, I think it's also Tony Bagsby. They've all been speakers in the past, and so we'll see what we can do to persuade them to come on.
Okay, well, I guess I'll introduce myself a little bit and maybe talk about what what I'm excited to do. And that is, like, I would say I've been involved with the Melrose Center and dipping my toe in experiencing some of the Indienomicon vibe for about a year here. And who I am is I'm a digital content manager, producer. I work with one of the big entertainment companies in Central Florida. But I've also been producing podcasts, and now I'm dipping my toe in becoming an XR experience developer. So I just got really excited when I first learned about Indienomicon and first started coming to some of the events. And so I see my role as like a digital content manager with Indienomicon as essentially the wingman, hype man for Indienomicon and the community of indie game devs in Central Florida. Because as you know, our game devs and coders and creators, we're on par with any industry center around the world. So why not amplify their accomplishments to the rest of the world? But keeping the vibe of Indienomicon, because the experience of an Indienomicon game jam is so unique. You have teams of smart people coming together to make something really cool, but also something innovative that solves a problem. And it could be something that is a little problem that people around the world experience, or a big, big thing, or it could be just the problem of how to be entertained and create a piece of entertainment. And because we're kind of a little bit off the beaten path, we're pushing boundaries, we're taking risks, we're doing all of these things where we're thinking outside the box, sometimes more than other people. So that's what I'm excited about, is being the hype man to amplify all of that cool stuff that's happening, and then let more people know about it and spread the joy and the love of Indienomicon around the world, and then keep innovating, keep pushing boundaries, but keep I don't want this to be, sometimes things are the best kept secret and you don't want them to be. You want it to be trumpeted and hyped all around the world. So that's what I'm excited about.
So one of the things that Indienomicon, I resurrected it post-COVID because I stepped into the shoes of community leader for Indienomicon, and then also director of OMG Labs, which is a co-working space for creatives that are in game development, but also other creatives. Don't have to be just game people. Anyway, when I stepped into this role, it had been on hiatus for quite a while. And so I was taking the phoenix, if you will, and resurrecting it from the ashes. And it took a bit of time because I had to figure out what was working and what wasn't. And we have over 1,000 people, members inside of the old Meetup space. And so we're wanting to see if all of those numbers are going to transfer over to Luma, the new platform. Luma is so much easier to use. I'm going to give it a really nice plug here because it is Eventbrite and Meetup combined, and it is very, very easy to use. So we will be running things through there and no longer using Eventbrite, just so our watchers and listeners will be able to know what's going on. Something new I wanted to launch this year was the Mega Meetup. And that is where, as community leader for this group, I discussed it with Kunal and we said, yeah, let's pull everybody together. So every month, every quarter, the first month of every quarter, so that's March, June, September, and December, we do this mega meetup and we bring in all types of groups that support innovation, technology, simulation, training and learning in these creative spaces. So you'll see somebody from Toastmasters, as well as 1 Million Cups, as well as Plug and Play, and as well as Unreal Engine, and that's a meetup, and Unity. You can see everything in this place. We had 591 people that came through in March, and we had 38 organizations participating. The goal is to have 50 in June and to double our numbers that attend. But we're talking about May, and so in May, which is 2 weeks away, we will have the Let the Fourth Be With You, even though it's May 3rd. So we want people to dress up in, Star Wars attire. Make sure that you're decked out. We do have a speaker. We're going to announce that on Monday. So we will be promoting the speaker and the three games that are the game teams that are coming up to share a game that they created in different previous game jams. So if it's a regular event that Indienomicon does on those non-mega meets, it always starts at 10:30. We partner with the Melrose Center at the Orlando Public Library. The Melrose Center is on the second floor. They're a really cool place where people can go and experience simulation, haptics, all types of things. They teach Unreal Engine, they teach Maya, they teach Unity platforms on their computers there. And when we do that, we have learning days. So that's 10:30 in the morning till 12. The first quarter we focused on programming offerings, and in this quarter it's all sound and music composition. So that means for April, May, and June there's a focus on those topics. The third quarter it's going to be art, and then the last quarter it's everything that is not encompassed in programming, art, and music. So that's like lighting, that's the different engines that are out there. There's other, aspects that AI, different tools that you're using. Um, so at 12 to 1 is lunch on your own somewhere in downtown Orlando. And then our event starts, our Game Dev Adventure Day starts at 1 o'clock and it goes till 5:30. The library closes at 5:30. So then we break down at around 5. We're out the doors by 5:30. They want to get home. We take another dinner break, and then we're going to be heading over to Cocktails and Screams on Pine Street. If anybody wants to go and have adult beverages, so cover charge is waived for us, and we get to go in. Beverages range from $15 to $30, and that $30 drink it will put you under the table. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Sounds like a full day. There's obviously like learning in the morning, and then kind of connectivity and engaging with other people and networking in the afternoon, and then some socializing in the evening. And that's a regular kind of meet
Monthly
up, and
events.
then yeah, monthly event. So again, all of those dates are in the link. If you find this below, we'll probably put it on the screen right there. Uh, but also, if you look in the comments below, you'll see all of those. And then once you sign up, you'll get that recurring in your email. And what another thing I love too, Isabella, is that sometimes people think game development is all about coding. No, there's so many artists. There's all the people, sound designers and writers and all developers. There's all these people in all these other disciplines, and that you are taking the whole year and doing a deep dive into those different disciplines is invaluable, and kind of educating, inviting people into the world in the way that they can contribute. And then you also mentioned, and I know we have an event coming up with Unreal, the fact that Indienomicon is walking hand in hand in this big adventure with organizations like Unity and Unreal. And also, we're partnering to kind of help be involved with the Orlando Unreal Users Group, which has been really cool.
So Unreal
Yeah.
Fest is coming up. That is going to be over there on iDrive, I believe. I haven't been able to make it, but I know it's June 2nd to the 5th. I haven't made the first two meetups. And there was one even in the building this week. So Matt was
Mhm.
our speaker in April, and he talked about Unreal, the Unreal Fest that's coming up, and people can volunteer for that. So we'll make sure that we provide links for that also. I'm dropping them in the chat right now as we speak. So we have them there for, post and publication. Um, but Unity is somebody that's been a very strong supporter of Indienomicon also. And I want to make sure that we pull our Indienomicon people in to be.
So this is so cool. I'm so energized by this year of offerings that we have. I will just say right now, we're going to put on the screen a calendar of all the things that we know right now. We've got, this is not ours necessarily, but the Unreal Orlando meetup is on May 15th. We've got the Unreal XR Jam on May 16th. There's the June Orlando Mega Meetup, which is on the 7th. And this is really just getting started. But you can go to the Discord and join us on the Discord, which is always going 24/7. And we could put a link to that in the comments on this video
Yep.
also. If you go to the Indienomicon presence on LinkedIn, you're going to see some videos, some excerpts from the meetup that we had for the Unreal Users Group. You're going to see some information, video, and pictures and things from all the Indienomicon events in the past. And you'll probably see this video posted there also. But you'll probably see some links about this place called OMG Labs. What's OMG Labs all about?
So OMG Labs is a co-working space that is for people, like I had mentioned at the very beginning, for creatives. We used to have just people in game development, but we've actually expanded it. The name of the company used to be called Orlando Game Space, and we switched from that name. We rebranded it to OMG, so it's like, oh my goodness. And it's really to be more inclusive of everybody that is a creative. So it's video production and editing, it is podcasting, it is writers, it is software developers that all have space here. We have a few people that are honestly, like one of my companies is Employers for Change. It's online recruiting and online learning. So there's some others that are there, but the main thing of being a member of OMG Labs, it is an interview process. That's important to know. And then, you meet with the board members, and then we go back and we see what can we give you? What's a value that we can give to you as a member? And what can that member also contribute to this community? That's been really important. So we're making sure that we're finding a good fit. We rent desks. We have a floating desk, which is a 150 a month, and you have 24/7 access to the building, but you don't have a lot of hours for the shared space. This place is massive inside of Tech Hub Orlando, which is our home right now. We also have dedicated desks, and we have a few of those left. And we have one office left that can hold 4 people. So all of those have different price points, but people can get from me a day pass if they want to come and work out of here. We set it up so that you get to talk to some of the members, you can have lunch, you can work out of here, enjoy the space. People that participate with this co-working space, we have regular events in the building that are private just for members. And then we'll have events that are shared inside of the building. And we can go to some of those. If they don't cost money, we always get to go. But if they cost money, it does require paying for that ability to participate in it. I'm going to take a sidestep and talk about the space we're in, and that's Tech Hub Orlando. Tech Hub Orlando was fun story. Well, I don't know about fun, but I think it's fun. It's entertaining for sure. It used to be a funeral home, and in the 1920s. So this building is a historic building. Uh, the gentleman that bought it was Carrie Hand, and it was the Carrie Hand Funeral Home. In the basement of this building, and there is a basement, it was the crematorium. So he sold the building in the late 1980s, and UCF bought it. And then UCF added on twice the size going into the back. It has a auditorium that can hold 130 seats. It has two lecture halls that hold 60 people each. There is an instructional lab upstairs that can hold 30. We have a conference room downstairs. We have 5 breakout rooms. We have 2 kitchens and 4 lounge areas. So it's a big place. And when you come here, you can find all kinds of places that you can explore and be able to hang out. And we're in the process of building ourselves a podcast booth so people can use that, and a t-shirt press. So you can do your own t-shirts and stuff.
And we've talked about the partnership of OMG Labs and Tech Hub Orlando, but there's other partners too, right? Space Florida,
Mhm.
Florida High Tech Corridor, City of Orlando. These sponsors all are kind of working together to kind of create or amplify Orlando's possibilities for technology companies and other organizations to come in and join the innovation that happens in Central Florida. What's it like working with all these cool partners?
They're very eclectic. All of these groups, our main partners are ones that have continued to support us with funding that we can use for prize money and for some of our marketing outreach. We'll go with the first one, Space Florida. Space Florida had the specific jam that they participate with us is the one that's Indie Galactic Space Jam. That one is super cool because we've always wanted it to be where kids could see that they could have a career in space. They wouldn't be feeling like, oh, well, I'll never be able to be an astronaut, or maybe I wouldn't be able to work on, a rocket. We want them to see that there's all types of jobs that are available in space. So that's the first one. The second one that we have is the Armed Forces, and we partner with UCF out at the Tech Grove, and the Tech Grove is in Research Park on the main UCF campus. And there we have partners with the military that also provide funding for those game jams. Both of these jams, the space and the one for the armed forces, they also come in and they give us problem statements. And those problem statements allow us to create some type of a game-based solution. It might be a 2D game, could be 3D, could be some type of augmented or virtual reality. There's anything is possible. And so at the end of the game jam, we usually produce something that says, this is the solution that we think. If it's like, how do we get rid of trash in space? We actually had a 12-year-old who came to our space jam, and that was the problem he wanted to solve. And so he sure enough came up with one, and he did a lot of research and to be able to make something that would be useful. And it was actually, we have mentors that come in from these space jams that support the specific topic, whether it's space, armed forces, health, these are signature ones, or the theme parks and entertainment. We have experts that come in and they guide the developers on how to create something that would be considered useful. So that 12-year-old, he didn't win, but man, he had a great idea. So the other one I mentioned was health, Mega Health. That's at Lake Nona, which is our premier spot for anybody in healthcare to be. And then the one for the entertainment industry is our All Hallows, and that usually happens in October. So far, it always has been. But that's for theme parks and other entertainment establishments. So it's always cool to meet these people. As you had asked me in the beginning, who are these people? They're doctors, they're PhDs, they're actually the ones that may fly. We've had astronauts there. We've had all types of people that are really famous.
Mhm.
Really cool stuff is happening at these game jams.
That's super cool. So I'm just going to repeat the URL, lu.ma/ Indienomicon is where you can go for all of the schedule and all of the links. And most importantly, sign up, because I noticed that there were 3 little buttons that you would click on if you wanted to be a speaker, to be attendee, to get a shirt. So go to that site. make sure that you click on all of the buttons that you need to be informed and aware and updated in the future. But lu.ma/Indienomicon is going to be kind of the new information repository for all of those events. And, I don't want to, keep you on the line forever here, Isabella, but I'm so excited that I get to partner with you on helping spread the love about Indienomicon and be kind of a hype person for this. And I'm looking forward to a fun bunch of events throughout the future. You have a reputation for putting on great, fun, engaging events that become a hub for game devs and technology people in Central Florida. So you got a lot of big shoes to fill, but they're your own, and you've already done such a great job. So I'm so excited to become part of this.
Well, thanks for helping us get our first episode out there. I'm very excited. I'm always glad to work with professionals. So this is great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thank you. All right, that's all for now. We'll see you at the May Indienomicon meetup and Game Dev Adventure Day. Until then, keep building cool games.